Previously, a Natural Dreams revelation. What do I gotta do to make certain you stop running that damn mouth of yours? You don't scare me, so if you're gonna kill me, then do it. No matter what happens, my wife and I got your back. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. I just wish my wife had her job back as chief of staff, and although she insists she's fine, when I know she's not. You guys, what is it? I think I'm about to go into labor. At the Los Angeles International Hospital in Julian's room, Wilma and Julian are talking. The last time you were like this is when you were trans. Luckily, this time, I know what to do. And as Wilma tried to slap Julian, but he caught her hand in time. Yeah, that won't work this time. And as Wilma pulled her hand off, you no longer call the shots. Meanwhile, in Taya's room, Taya's lying in bed preparing herself, with the nurse also preparing themselves, while Rachel came to where Taya is, and she saw just as she arrived. Not to worry, love, you're in good hands. Meanwhile, in Grace's room, Grace is lying in bed with her husband by her bedside waiting. So Lauren came in and closed the door, and head to where they are. And they saw her just as she arrived. I'm assuming you have the results of who's the father of my baby. My husband here or Donald? Meanwhile, in the waiting area, Donald's pacing back and forth. Just as Mercedes and Daniel came to where he is. And he saw them and stopped just as they arrived. Mate, you're gonna drag a hole in this floor if you keep up. That's if he hasn't already. This isn't a joke. And we know you're waiting to see if you're the father of my brother's wife. Meanwhile, in Julian's room, Wilma and Julian are talking. What the hell is going on here? You seem a little bit stunned, and as Beverly came out from the closet to where they are. And Wilma and Julian saw her. What's wrong, love? Your little union, your husband didn't pan out like you hoped? And as Stephen came in and closed the door. Too bad, because it's about to get worse. And as Wilma saw along with Beverly and Julian, I should have guessed the preparatives weren't too far behind. Is that so, Wilma? It was you, wasn't it? And as Wilma looked at Beverly, who controlled my husband all those months ago, and you, and as Wilma looked at Stephen, who saw helping her. I think you got this wrong. No, I think I got this correct. I cannot believe the pair of you would all cut the holier-than-thou acts. You're just like the rest of them lot. And what exactly does that mean? Meanwhile, in Taya's room, Taya's lying in bed thinking, while Rachel and the nurses are almost ready. Just as Brody and Aaron came in, with Brody heading to where his wife is, while Aaron is where Rachel is. Let's get to Rachel and Aaron first. Thanks for bringing your best mate. So, how does it feel to be back in the game? It feels kinda good. Doing double roles, if that's what you mean. Alright, I'll see you later, yeah? Not if you see me first. And as Aaron turned and went, I left the room. Meanwhile, let's get to Taya and Brody who are talking. I cannot believe I'm gonna have twins for the first time in my life. We're gonna make a good family, you and I. By the way, Sharon, Tyler, Lucy, and Tristan are all on their way. What about Olivia? Aaron is texting her and Tanya. and as Rachel came to where they are with the nurses. By the way, thank you, Rachel, for being our midwife. No problem. Now, Taya, all you gotta do is relax and take a deep breath, and you'll have these twins before you know it. And as Rachel came to the receiving side, which is at the foot of the bed, the nurses came and they began putting her smock on and then putting her face mask on. And as they finished and went to their respective spots, with Rachel looking at Taya. You ready? And as Taya looked at Brody, who saw, you got this. And as Taya turned and looked at Rachel and nod in agreement. Meanwhile, in Grace's room, Lauren, Grace, and Jeremy are talking. Well, don't keep us in suspense here. I ran the DNA test 3 times, and these results are accurate. Lauren, stop with stalling. My husband and I know full well how this works. So just tell us already. All right. The father of your baby is Donald. Are you seriously kidding me? I'm afraid so, love. Look, I know this matter might complicate things between, and as Jeremy got up and went and left the room, which Grace and Lauren saw. You guys, you better go after him, because I have a pretty idea of where he's headed right now. And as Lauren looked at Grace, Donald is here? He is here, isn't he? Yeah, he's the one that insisted that I get a DNA test to see if he's the father. Look, I gotta ask you this. If he hadn't asked, would you hit the fact that he was the father? Because believe me from experience, that is only gonna cause more pain in the end. Meanwhile, in the waiting area, Mercedes, Daniel, and Donald are talking. My life is about to change as I know it. So much for caring about my mom, yeah? You know I would do any saving. If those results do say you're the father, I want you out of the house immediately. Daniel, you can't just kick him out. Really? I can because I just did. He's already lost my respect the moment he turned his back. The thing is, Tina wouldn't want Donald, so don't go putting words in my mom's mouth when she's not even here with the matter. Guys, point is, I am not gonna change on how I feel towards your mom just because she's inside. And as Jeremy approached to where they are, great speech for a lying son of a bitch. And as Jeremy arrived, just as they all saw him, just in time for Jeremy went and punched Donald to the ground. You are done staying at our house. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Carl's apartment, Olivia and Carl both came in, with Carl closing the door. And as they head towards the living room and stop and face each other. I cannot believe Patrick would turn me down. I mean, after wanting to try things again, that was a few months ago. Not to mention you said that he want nothing to do with you. But I thought he said that in the heat of the moment. I just wonder to why he would turn you down. I know why. It's because of my backstabbing cow of a friend. She was probably there in the background listening and having a laugh. Kinda what I was doing. Look, we need to up our game. In order for this to work, I have to sleep with Patrick. And as Olivia's iPhone rings, and she got it, and saw it's Aaron, and answered it. Hey Aaron, what's up? You need to get to the hospital. Your mom's in labor. I'm on my way right now. And as Olivia hung up. What's going on? That was Aaron. Me mom's about to give birth. We'll discuss our plans on the way there. Let's go. And as Olivia and Carl both went and left the flat. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the empty classroom, Meredith and JJ are talking, with JJ continuing to aim his gun at Meredith. Nothing would please me more than to end you, but, and as JJ put his gun back up, I still need you, at least for now. Really? You still need me? You're the one who did a runner in the first place. You know damn well why. It seems I'm the only one who witnessed your true form. Oh, will you just cut it out already? You may try to sell the fact to Daniel that I'm dangerous and all, but we both know that's not the entirety of it. Yeah, the fact is, you're no better than me. You're just looking for a scapegoat to leash to. I'm out of here. Go. Not that it matters since Daniel's ex-girlfriend is back in town. What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. That's why when I walked in, it looked like you were trying to plead him to take you back. Meanwhile, at the Graham Rich Manor in the living room, Ashley, Angela, Damon, Isabella, Dean, Allison, Jared, Hannah, Ryan, Carol, Steve, Joanna, Chris, Julie, Dorothy, Roxanne, Jack, and Rita are all watching John Graham on the flat screen TV as John Graham's rule reading continues. Helen, I will be giving you my spot on the hospital board, not to mention my estate in Northampton, UK. She's not even here, but the matter, that's okay. I have someone informer of this news. Oh, I almost forgot about my son Adam, who I've gotten to know recently. I'm leaving him my beach house in Malibu. That's right, in case you lot don't comprehend, my wife and I happen to co-own several houses on this planet. We just don't tell you this information. Now on to Allison. You'll be in charge of the Grand Plaza Hotel, which is in Brooklyn, New York. And as Dean came and give Allison the keys, which she got. And as the video continued. Now, on to Angela and what I have in store for her. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Julian's room, Wilma, Beverly, Julian, and Stefan are talking. You have clearly earned the name of man-eater when you slept with multiple amounts of men. I am not gonna stand for this. And as Wilma got her iPhone and called someone. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Or better yet, the police? Wrong. I'm calling security. Good. That way, I can tell him to throw you out. Just do one. Seriously, I meant Wilma. Get out. And as Dylan came in, and they all saw him. Wilma, are these lot bothering you? Wow. You just don't know when to quit. Let's just go. You? And as Wilma looked at Julian, who saw along with Beverly and Stefan. This is far from over. And as Wilma went and left with Dylan. And as Beverly went and closed the door and turned and faced Julian and Stefan. Can you believe the nerve of that stuck-up cow? I have to admit, that was clever. Oh, I'm just beginning. Now, why don't we pick up where I left off months ago? Meanwhile, in the waiting room, Aaron is sitting on the couch waiting till Sharon, Tyler, Carly, Olivia, and Carl came to where he is. And as he saw them and got up just as they arrived. Yeah, they're still in there right now. I cannot believe this is happening. It is so real right now. Yeah, I believe Brody is gonna be a good dad. Of course he is. He's gonna love his girls with all his heart. I take that they told you this, right? Yeah, and I'm choosing to trust you lot won't reveal anything until the time is right. Not to worry, dude. Your secret's safe with us. Soon, that will be you and I. And as Sharon looked at Tyler, who saw, I can't wait. And as they begin kissing each other, just as Lucy, Tristan, Tanya, and her new friend approach to where they are. What's going on? I got a message saying that my mom's in labor. It is true, but not to worry, love. All is fine. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to all of them, across the room in the supply closet, someone is watching them. Meanwhile, in Taya's room, Taya's giving birth with Brody by her bedside, with Rachel at the footside of the bed, just as the baby began crying, and as Rachel finished pulling her out and immediately wrapped her in a blanket. And as she looked at Taya, who saw, "Congratulations to your first girl." And as the nurse came and got their first daughter, and as she took it and went and examined her, while Rachel is looking at Taya. "All right now, don't get too calm. You have one more to do." "Yeah." And as the nurse finished and came to where Brody is with their new daughter, and arrived just as he saw, "You mind holding her just a few more minutes?" "Sure thing." "All right, Taya. Push!" And as Taya began to push, giving labor. And moments later, Rachel got their second daughter and immediately wrapped her in a blanket. While that's happening, Brody got the daughter from the nurse, and as he in turn gave Taya their daughter, which he began holding while she's crying. Meanwhile, let's get to Rachel, who came to where Brody is with their second daughter. "Here you go, your second baby girl." And as Rachel handed over to Brody what she got, and as he began holding her while they're both crying. Meanwhile, in Grace's room, Grace and Lauren are talking. "Thank you for the understanding, but back the hell off. My husband and I have complete control of the situation." "All right. Look, I'm sorry I kicked off. I'm just at a wit's end here. Does it have to do with your husband storming out? You have to understand, he's all about loyalty, especially when he found out he got another chance with his mom." "You mean when Tina pretended to be Jessica, when all the while it was a random clone lookalike who sacrificed himself?" "The point of the matter is, he loves his mom, and she was married to Donald when, let me guess, he cheated on her while she's behind bars. Now you get to where my husband's coming from." Meanwhile, in the waiting room on the other side, Mercedes, Daniel, Donald, and Jeremy are talking with Donald on the ground thanks to Jeremy's punch. "Really? What's with the pair of you?" "One thing, we don't like betrayal. And that's exactly what this guy's done." And as Donald got back up, "Like you enough already. I take that your punch." And as Donald looked at Jeremy, who saw that I'm the father, aren't I? "Go to hell. Me? I am not the bad dude. I am not your mate. I want you gone. Now, guys, he's not going anywhere." "How could you two be so damn cold?" "Cold? How do you think our mom feels when her husband is cheating on her while she's still locked inside? Furthermore, even though you're a sister, if you have a problem with it, then feel free to move out as well." "Mercedes, it's fine. Let's get something straight here. Now that I'm the dad, I will always be around, so deal with it." And as Donald turned and walked away. "You know I oughta," and as Jeremy went and followed him. Jeremy and as Mercedes also went, but Daniel went around and blocked her. "What are you playing at? We need to get a few things clear going forth." Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the empty classroom, Meredith and JJ are talking. "What's it to you?" "I think the only reason you want him back is because of the lifestyle he has. You couldn't be more wrong. Am I? Am I really? Yes. I love that man because he's been not only loyal to me, but hands me, which you're clearly taking advantage of. Come on already and drop the pretense. I already know who you really are. It's just you and me now. Fine, you win. I did want his money and I still do. I have a solution on my Daniel problem. Really? And what would that be, Portail? Easy, mate. If I can't have Daniel, no one can. So, basically you're saying, yeah, I'm just gonna have to kill Amanda. Meanwhile, at the Grand Witch Manor in the living room, Ashley, Angela, Damon, Isabella, Dean, Allison, Jared, Hannah, Ryan, Carol, Steve, Joanna, Chris, Julie, Dorothy, Roxanne, Jack, and Rita are all watching John Graham on the flat screen TV as John Graham's role reading continues. Angela, my dear, you will be in charge of Grand Plaza Hotel here in Los Angeles, in the valley, near Chatsworth, till Holly becomes of age and she'll be in charge. But in the meantime, you will be co-owning this place with your sister Isabella. You seriously got to be kidding me. You heard him. Think of it as a way to keep two people together, like the two you like. Or you can just hand it over to the other, whichever. I really don't care. And as Dean came and went and gave both Angela and Isabella the keys, which they got. As for you, Angela, you will have ownership of another hotel which resides in Grantham. It has been closed for a brief period now. Anyways, there's about $7.9 billion in account setup repairs. I will have someone fill you in on the details. So if you do opt up here, you'll have your own hotel to run with whoever you choose. Nice. Thank you, Dad. I think you do good running that place. Of course I am, with my sidekick on the side. And as they begin kissing each other. Now then, I was gonna award my other son Ethan ownership of the Golden Gate restaurant and more, but I'll leave that as it is. In case he decides to reappear, I have somebody fill him in on his part of the will. Wow. I wonder what your father has left for your other sister Isabella. Seems we're about to find out. Of course we are. I am the favorite daughter. And don't you all look doubt. You know it's true. Now then, on to Isabella. And as Isabella thinking, this is it. I cannot wait to what you have in store for me, your favorite daughter. As we get to the closing part of the will reading, I've managed to save the best for last. And as someone came in, and they all saw who it is, and as Isabella got up, oh my God, that can't be possible. And as the person they all saw is revealed to be Samuel Graham. On the next Natural Dreams Revelation, I want to take you all on a date. That's if you still have me. I don't know what to do here. You need to figure out which guy you want to be with and go on from there. Meanwhile, Paul encounters 4 men who in turn surround him, with David coming in front of them, which he saw. Seriously? If you really think you can intimidate all this, then I've already won this game before it's even begun.